Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Beauty Beacons. Today we are going to talk about Anna Pavlova. Anna Pavlova was a prima ballerina in the late 19th, early 20th century for the Russian Imperial Ballet and then later for her own company. She is one of the most famous prima ballerinas in history. In fact, one of the most famous dancers in general, I'd say. She is the person who created the famous Dying Swan dance, which is something I believe that everybody knows. I think when people think of ballet, that is kind of what comes to mind first, the Dying Swan. It is a beautiful piece, absolutely gorgeous. I would absolutely love to dance that one day. She was the first person to dance that, the original. And in fact, I have found a clip of her actually dancing this, so I'm going to show you a little piece of that because it is art and you need to see this, guys. So Anna Pavlova started dancing at a very young age. She was 10 years old when she got admitted to the ballet academy, and she was very much a underdog type girl. She was very slim and she had very long limbs and very thin, weak ankles and very curved feet. So people said that she probably wouldn't be able to, dance properly, do everything that a ballet dancer was supposed to do, but she developed her own kind of style that was very unique for the time. Not necessarily what was conventional, but something that was very, very beautiful and captivated many people, and people fell in love with her, and she quickly rose to higher ranks of ballet dancing, and it didn't take long for her to become a prima ballerina. She trained with some of the most famous masters in the industry and interpreted so many roles in her own kind of unique and very recognizable way. She was among the first ballerinas to tour the world with her company. Yeah, she was a great success everywhere she came. She was super popular. And then of course there is the Pavlova dessert, which is named after her. You know, the meringue with fruit on top of it. That was made for her when she came to visit Australia and New Zealand. So she passed away at age 49 of lung issues in the Netherlands, in fact, which was very sad. But by that time, her elegance and grace and incredible talent had her firmly established as a beauty beacon. So today I'm going to try and recreate her iconic look. So of course her look changes. This is another one of those ladies that is very active around the turn of the century, and there were a lot of changes going on back then in women's appearance. Generally you can see her with pretty short hair, curled, and always a headpiece. Whenever she was performing, she would always wear a headpiece. So let's begin with the makeup. I am going to go for a stage makeup. Makeup wouldn't have been worn on the street much in her kind of casual day photos. You don't see her wearing a lot of makeup either, but she definitely wore stage makeup when she was on stage, and stage makeup, or especially ballet makeup, back then wasn't that different from what it is nowadays. So yeah, I'm gonna start with a layer of foundation to even out my skin tone and some concealer as well to cancel out my dark circles and blend everything in really well. Then I'm going to powder this off really well to eliminate any shine. So my eyebrows, I'm just going to comb through. I looked at lots of her pictures and her eyebrows don't look filled in, so I'm gonna just leave mine natural. And then for the eyeshadow, I'm going to take a brown eyeshadow and apply this all over the moving parts of my eyelid and into my crease. And while doing this, I'm going to try and kind of make this into a rounded shape to make my eyes look a little bit more round, like hers do. And I'm going to apply that underneath my lash line as well. Then I'm going to take just the slightest touch of black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply this in the center of my crease and swoop it back and forth. And this is going to make my eye look just a little bit more hollow. Her eyes are set differently than mine, and this just helps kind of imitate that look. And then moving on to the eyeliner, I'm going to take a black kohl eyeliner and just fill in my waterline with this and a little bit of my lower lash line, and then make a good noticeable line on the top lash line as well. And I am going to extend this outward just a little bit and make this kind of wing type line on the outside of my eye. Alright, so blusher. I am going to apply a pink blush on the apples of my cheeks, and again make this quite noticeable. It's okay, this is stage makeup. And then for the lips, I'm going to apply a red lipstick that is not too opaque, but still definitely there. And there's your makeup look already done. So moving on to the hair, I'm going to have to fake shorter hair somehow. Now luckily I have done this before and curls make it a little bit easier in fact. So I'm going to start by spraying my hair with some heat protector because I'm going to curl it of course. And then I'm going to separate out the bottom layer of my hair. And I'm separating this from about my ears down. And I'm just going to twist this into a tight small cinnabon at the back of my head and pin that down nice and tightly. And this is going to form the base of my faux bob later. So the rest of my hair I'm going to curl with a tiny 19mm curling iron, and I'm going to pin all of my curls to my head. So every time I finish a curl, I am not going to let it down, I'm just going to gather it up and pin it to my head to cool down in this shape. And this is going to really help make sure that my roots are curled as well later on when I work with the hairstyle. So I'm going to curl all of my hair in this way, and when it's all done, I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes for this to completely cool down before taking out all of my pins and letting down my curls. So then I'm going to take a brush and just brush this through, and I'm going to try and brush this somewhat smooth, especially the top. I'm going to try and make these curls kind of combine together and form kind of these big waves. Now this is the top layer of my hair, so it is already quite short, especially when I've curled it this tightly. But whatever is sticking out underneath kind of my bob shape, which just pieces of curls that I think are too long, I'm going to pull those back and pin them to that little bun that I have in the back there. And now it really comes in handy. And that's pretty much the hairstyle done, but of course you cannot be Anna Pavlova without a hairpiece. So I decided to take this string of pearls and attach it to my head using a couple of bobby pins. And then I'm going to take a flower as well and just pin that to the side of my string of pearls. And there is your Anna Pavlova look completely done. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Beauty Beacons videos. If you have any requests for historical beauty icons that you would like me to recreate the looks of, please leave them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!